As a reminder, if you're on YouTube, go to your settings and make sure restriction mode is off, as it restricts content from content creators and it can definitely hurt content creators in the long run. Also, be sure to check out my shorts channel, Starter Protagonist, if you want to see some of my best shorts on there. So be sure to check it out and make sure you subscribe there. I have a lot to say about this Simpsons season, and I gotta be honest, I was wrong about this season. I legit thought this would fail just like Galactic Battle did, but so far I am actually enjoying it, and everybody else is enjoying this as well. I mean, when the season started, servers were already having issues as so many people were joining in. I think we peaked at around 3 million players in one day, which was like really impressive. But I gotta be honest, this is actually a really good season so far. I am definitely enjoying this. There's a lot I have to say about this. First off, I gotta say I really like this mini event. I wasn't expecting much lore coming from this, but this transitioning from chapter 6 season 4 onward to the Simpsons season was phenomenal. Especially considering that they like Simpsonified both Hope and Jones, which was crazy. And I know a lot of people are actually going crazy over Hope being in the Simpsons art style. I think this was a really good transition. I actually enjoyed this a lot. I actually think this was really good. And I know many people actually consider this as like an advertisement, but people need to stop with this whole advertisement argument, because here's the thing. I think if you're advertising something that is actually expected to come next, then I don't see the big issue with that. The reason why I actually did not mind the remix prelude was because it was promoting the next season, which was Remix Chapter 2. And when we look into this event, this was actually advertising the next season, which is the Simpsons season. It's a way for them to promote the new season, as well as them transitioning from chapter 6 season 4 onward to this season. The humor itself is actually nice, especially the trailer itself will like introduce us to what's to come into the battle pass, as well as the item shop. It introduced us to a lot of cool items to use, lots of returning weapons, which was really cool, and I'll get to that loophole pretty much later. But this is actually a really phenomenal way to promote not only the new season, but also to transition us into this new season. So I'm curious to see what's to come for the next event, which will transition us from the Simpsons season all the way over to chapter 7, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's start with the map, and I gotta be honest, like, I did not expect for them to make a cell shaded map, especially for a Simpsons season, especially for a collab season to be like in general, but this is actually goes really well. I do love how colorful it actually looks. There's barely any space around, so there's no need to worry about getting sniped. In fact, spoilers, there's no snipers in the loot pool, which is good. But I do enjoy like how the map is structured. Evergreen Terrace, where, you know, Homer and Ned Flanders live. There's even a POI called Cletus's Cornhole. You know, I mean, you might as well just call it Cletus's asshole at this point. But the fact that they've made a cel-shaded map is actually phenomenal. I hope we can actually see like the original map being cel-shaded for once. I would love to see what Fortnite can do if they were to make their own cel-shaded map, at least for 1 month, at least for a 1 month season. And if I were to say something about the battle pass, I mean, we all knew Homer and Marge Simpson would be in the battle pass, as well as Ned Flanders. The only issue I have is the 2 other skins that are being mashups, Blinky Fishstick and Springfield Appealy. Yeah, they both have been Simpsonified. I don't know why, but I am not a fan of those skins. I wish they would have come up with other skins. I wish they would have added Lisa and Bart into the battle pass instead of having 2 mashups, because we already had that with Galactic Battle. I just don't want to see this again. Just stop with these mashup skins, please. But I will say this here, the edit styles for these skins are phenomenal. Witch Marge is a really good edit style. Also like that they added the stupid sexy Flanders edit style, and even its emote itself. I can see a lot of people abusing the hell out of it just to make their, you know, cultured moments, to say the least. And also there's the evil Homer edit style, which you can only get in the bonus rewards, which is fine. And the loading screens are phenomenal. Looks like they actually came out of the show themselves. I don't really watch The Simpsons a lot, so don't quote me on this. The raps themselves look really good. Speaking of raps, if you were on day 1 of the season, and if you were watching like streamers on Twitch, you would have gotten the Simpsons rap, which it actually says The Simpsons. Just when watching a streamer, for 30 minutes that is playing Fortnite with drops on. I think that's the biggest downfall, was the fact that it only lasted for a day. I wish it could have lasted for like at least 3 days, which gave players enough time to get that wrap. But overall, this battle pass is fine. I just wish they would have come up with like different mashups, or at the very least just not have mashups. Hell, you could have at least added Hope as a skin itself in the Simpsons art style. I think that would have been fine, considering that a lot of people were actually simping over her. And in terms of the loot pool, we have some returning weapons from Chapter 5, as well as some of the older seasons. There's the Striker AR, which is a good AR. There's the Suppressed Assault Rifle, one of the best assault rifles I've ever used. There's the Infantry Rifle, which is there. The P90, which I enjoyed a lot, especially the heisted running gun. There's the Machine SMG, which is okay. They brought back the Suppressed Pistol, as well as the Tactical Shotgun, but one of the best shotguns they've ever brought back. Thank you for bringing back the Tactical Shotgun. And the Thunder Shotgun is fine. I don't mind it that much, but the Ranger Shotgun just actually sucks. It's one bullet in the chamber. I don't know why they even bothered making a shotgun like that. They could have kept the Oni Shotgun, or at the very least, bring back the Gatekeeper Shotgun. Any shotgun would be better than the goddamn Ranger Shotgun. But that's just me though. And in terms of items, because I'm sure we already expected to have Simpson themed items, there's the Super Squishy, which lets you jump even higher and also replenishes some of your shield. The Krusty Burgers replenishes both your shield and your health. There's the Blinky Fish, which doesn't really do much, but all it does, it acts just like the dashes from Chapter 5 Season 2. There's the Cobalt Slingshot, the Deodorant Applicator, Mr. Blasty Revolver, and Moe's 5-gun, which is crazy. I do like the Krusty Burgers though. They're actually very useful whenever you want to replenish both your health and shield. And the Super Squishy is also great whenever you're trying to get away from the storm. And in terms of bosses, well, at the time we had 3 bosses, and for each boss you kill, you would get a mythic or an exotic if you're actually fighting against Krusty the Clown. But whenever you kill Evil Homer, you get his enhanced tactical shotgun. For which Marge, you get her enhanced P90. For Krusty the Clown, you get his exotic version of Mr. Blasty Revolver, which is different from the actual revolver. If you shoot one at yourself, you'll spawn a balloon, which will be floating. But if you shoot it at an opposing player, not only will they get a balloon, but it will also deal damage as well. And just now, they added Moe as a boss, and he's soon to be in the item shop. He also has enhanced Striker AR, which is a good AR in my opinion. So yeah, this is a very solid loot pool. I'm just so glad they brought back the Tactical Shotgun. It's one of the best shotguns I've ever used. I love how whenever you start a match, it replicates the title screen, where instead of saying The Simpsons, it says Battle Royale. A clever touch whenever you're starting a match. I like that a lot. What's also really interesting is that instead of having 100 players in BR, now there's 80 players. And I think it makes sense considering that the map is a bit smaller than the previous maps. At certain points, there'll be donut storms scattered around the map, and you'll need to avoid the falling donuts. Otherwise, you'll end up getting hit, or worse, you could end up getting knocked, or you could actually die from these donut storms. So I would be careful not to be in the way of these falling donuts. There's also a flag you can capture at Camp Krusty, which will give you good loot. And when you're at Springfield Town Square, if you knock off the Jebediah Springfield statue's head off, you'll get his protective helm, which will protect you from headshots. Epic Games has done a phenomenal job bringing The Simpsons into Battle Royale. I'm enjoying this season, even if I'm getting my ass kicked a lot of the times, because this is pretty sweaty, and I think I've only won like 6 matches out of those sessions. But I am doing everything I can to improve. I am loving what they've done with this map. I love what they've done with this collab. If this is what to expect for future seasons, I am all in that bitch. Just please come up with something different and just not have it be Disney-fied, because this is the 4th season from Disney, because as you know, The Simpsons is owned by Fox, who's owned by Disney. I'm just hoping we actually get out of these mini seasons for Chapter 8, and Chapter 7 will be the final season to have these mini seasons. But if they're going to continue to at least have 1 mini season per chapter, I'm hoping we actually see like a remix Chapter 3, or maybe even like a different collaboration like with DC or Dragon Ball. Any collab themed season that would be great. Instead of just being a collab from Disney. But I would like to know what you guys think of this season so far, and tell me what you would like to see in chapter 7. Now, do not click off the video just yet, as I have a very special announcement. As you know, I run a series called the Spending Spree series, and in my previous episode, I stated that I might be able to do a Winterfest episode. As long as you guys continue to use my supporter creator code, which is Startastic, we can actually make that Winterfest event happen. And if that also happens, there may be a chance where I can do a V-Buck giveaway. Either doing a 2,800 V-Bucks giveaway for one person, or having 2 people win 1,000 V-Bucks each. So if this actually goes smoothly, I may be able to do a V-Bucks giveaway for Winterfest, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Now, how do you actually enter that giveaway? Well, it's very simple. All you have to do is make sure you're subscribed to both my channel as well as my shorts channel. And number 2, comment down below your favorite skin from this game. It can be any skin. But until then, this is Star the Protagonist signing out. As always, Goki Genyo, and have a Startastic day, everyone. If you enjoyed today's video, then be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn those notifications on to join the Star Nation. Also, be sure to follow my Twitter, and while you're at it, check out my previous video. Now.